My girlfriends always want to have girls' night. At what point did we stop wanting to hang out with guys when we're drunk and just hang out with other girls? What kind of weird lesbian mating ceremony is that? And if you bring up the idea of a girls' night, you could barely know the girl. Girls love it. It spreads like wildfire. Want to have a girls' night? Oh my God, girls' night. It's like we communicate on a different level. Like it just, we said girls' night.
Boom! Hope you like that, folks. This is Sleeping In with Matt Freed. That was this week's guest, Miss Iliza Shlesinger. Iliza endeared herself to the hearts and minds of comedy fans everywhere by winning Season 6 of Last Comic Standing, also setting a franchise record in the process by being the show's first ever female winner. Iliza decided to stop by via Skype interview from Canada, and we did a little interview right there on the spot about the state of comedy today, the state of women in comedy, and then her own thoughts on the whole comedic process and where she would like to be going forward. Iliza Shlesinger, without question, one of the hardest working, most funny comedians out there. Most funny. Most funny. These are the words that I make up while I'm improvising. Anyway, folks, this is Sleeping In with Matt Freed. The girl's name is Iliza Shlesinger. Let's get to the interview right now. I'll hit you up on the flip side. Talk to you in a bit. All right, bye. She made history as the first ever female winner of Last Comic Standing, Season 6. Ladies and gentlemen, live from Canada, wait for it, with her dog. With her dog Blanche, who just looks a little confused at the moment. The one,
she always looks.
the one, the only, Iliza Shlesinger. Iliza, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Totally.
First, we talk about how fun it is that it's Sleeping In with Matt Freed, but you're dressed like formally, and I'm actually in a bed.
I'm actually.
Okay.
You're
like, I'm actually naked from the waist down. Gross.
I'm actually, I am wearing pajama pants right now. I do have some penguin pajama pants on at the moment. So.
He's wacky.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Even though you've won Last Comic Standing, the hustle really doesn't stop for you, does it?
No. It doesn't, because you're handed this amazing award. Mm-hmm. It's a great achievement, and then the last thing you want to do is rest on your laurels. So had I stopped after Last Comic and been like, that's it, I won later, then I wouldn't be getting the work that I get now.
Mm-hmm. You're the first female winner ever of Last Comic Standing. However, a female winner didn't happen until Season 6. Do you think it's any kind of a statement right now for a female comedian and where we stand in the industry right now?
No, there are less women that do stand up. Therefore, there are less women to choose from, and even less women that are funny. So it's really just numbers. It isn't like, oh, it took 35 years and then women finally got a voice. Like, there are plenty of women that have been doing comedy for years, and every time a girl does it, it kind of creates it sets the tone for other women. And I didn't do this for women. Like, I don't care. But it's a nice compliment when girls are like, it's such an inspiration that you did that. I think what it shows at the end of the day is that people aren't excluding you because you're a girl. They're excluding you because you're not funny. I started in LA. I graduated college. I moved right to LA. And I got like a crappy day job, in an office. But every night, I would go out and try to get stage time. At first, you can't because no one knows who you are. But it's about cutting your teeth on these little rooms. I've had people be like, come do my room. It's probably beneath you. And that's so ridiculous. Like, you can take away something from every shitty club, every bad room, every crowd of drunk people. It makes you stronger. And I ran my own rooms. I would drive 2 hours for a gig for free, like whatever. And it's about, you just get tunnel vision. You just go because you love doing it. It never even occurs to you to quit.
And how long were you doing all that stuff before Last Comic Standing came along? How long had you been doing stand-up comedy?
This is the part where people hate me. About 3 years.
Okay. I mean, there's nothing. I don't see anything weird about that because I think it was Greg Giraldo in that movie I Am Comic, which you were also featured in. I mean, he went on record saying like he got his first sitcom deal after only 2 years of doing this stuff.
There's a movie called When Stand Up Stood Out. Everybody's seen it. It's about Boston comics, and one of the themes in that movie is like how they were going to Boston to get all their comics, like for the Tonight Show and stuff like that. And all these comics that have been doing it forever were like, well, when's my chance? How come I didn't get my turn? And it's like, look, there's no rules. What makes this business great is that there are no rules, but what makes it frustrating is that there are no rules. And you're going to see people get success that don't deserve it, people that get success that aren't funny, people that you don't think should get it. And one day you'll get something and no one's going to think you deserve it. What I love about comedy and what I think stand-up's all about is expressing your viewpoint. And it's either so odd and absurd or people find find common ground, and that's why they laugh, because it gives it, like, I'll say, here's a great example. I'll be talking about going out on a date. And I'm like, you came to play. Like, you want this date to go well. You put on makeup, you took a shower, you shaved your big toe. And just saying, it's a throwaway line, but every girl, and the guys laugh because it's gross and bizarre, but every girl laughs because every girl has done that. Like, it's not something we talk about. But when you can bring up things, or when you say things that people are like in the annals of their mind, they're like, I didn't know anyone else knew about that. And you're on stage pontificating and you're like, I do it too, and we can make fun of it. It's okay.
A lot of comedians talk about how their want to do for comedy is kind of like as a defense mechanism. For you, it's very different. It's like it's a way of communicating. It's a way of getting by in the world. Would you agree with that observation?
I would absolutely agree. It's also a defense mechanism. From a very early age. I think this is the part where the girl thing comes into play.
Yeah.
Especially when you're younger. If you're like a strong-willed girl, or you're a girl that's not a ball buster, but you're just standing up for yourself, you find very early in life that threatens people, both men and women, boys and girls. So early on, you learn how to bite back when someone challenges you. It's tough when you're a little kid and you weren't being mean and someone is mean to you or snaps at you. That's where you develop that quick sense. But in terms of relating to people, yeah, I found very early on, rather than be mean to someone, the best thing you can do is try to relate to someone, or even ingratiate yourself up front. And it's a way of saying, look, I'm coming unarmed. I'm not here to make you feel bad.
Like, say it's 20 years from now, where would you want to be in your career?
I mean, it's a multifaceted dream. I'd like to tour on my own terms. Come in. If I had my way, I would never do a late show. I lose my voice very easily. People get rude. It's whatever. I'd like to come in, do one night at a theater, those kind of tours. I would also love to have my own show. I think having a Larry King type show. I think especially as women in media, we've gotten away from talking about important things, and now it's all about sex and Kim Kardashian and drugs, and it just sickens me, like all the garbage that's out there. I'd love to host my own show. I have one online. We lost our sponsor. Hopefully we're getting it back. But it would be that, and it would be writing and comedic acting. I didn't get into stand-up to do other things. I love stand-up. And it's a great springboard. And if you can keep doing stand-up, it keeps your mind sharp. I love doing it. I don't think I'll ever get away from stand-up because it's my favorite thing to do.
Cool. Well, Iliza Shlesinger, thank you so much for making some time for this. Ladies and gentlemen, the one, the only, Iliza. And ladies and gentlemen, that is Iliza Shlesinger. Some quick plugs. You can check out Iliza at www.iliza.com. Also, check out her new album, which just dropped on iTunes only a couple of weeks ago. It is Iliza Live. If you liked what you saw at the beginning of the episode, highly recommend the download. You can catch us at www.sleepinpodcast.com. Follow us on Twitter at sleepinpodcast.com. I want to give very special thanks to my producers, Caitlin Brodnick and Sarah Wilson, for helping me coordinate this very special Skype interview. I hope that everybody had an awesome Thanksgiving. I hope they have a great holiday season as it's upon us. We're already in the midst of Hanukkah right now. Kwanzaa's right around the corner, and that crazy little holiday that Bill O'Reilly likes to go to war with at all times, or just use for some kind of misguided political gain. Thanks for stopping by to check out Sleeping In with Matt Freed. I'm out, you're out, we're out. Have a great week. See you again in 2 weeks. You see how I remember that it's actually 2 weeks this time? All right, guys. Later.